Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What is Islam? You can send me an email at islam.always@hotmail.com. Islam means submission or surrender to the one true God, called Allah in Arabic. So Islam basically literally means submission to God, or submission to Allah, or surrender. It can also mean obedience to His will alone. So we know that man has been given choice or free will to choose whatever he wants. And the one who follows the will of Allah, he is following Islam. This is the literal definition. The word Islam comes from the root word Sin Lam Mim, which means peace, salam. Salam means peace. How are these words interrelated? So Islam, the literal definition means submission, and the root word salam, which means peace. These two words are interrelated in that Islam is the attainment of peace through total submission to the will of God. So one can achieve peace if you submit yourself to the will of God. And what is a Muslim? In the Quran, in Surah Al-Hajj, it is mentioned, He has named you Muslims both before and in this Quran, that the messenger may be a witness over you and you be a witness over mankind. We learn from this verse from the Quran that God has named us before as Muslims. So who is a Muslim? A Muslim is one who submits himself to the will of God. And we can take this a little further. There are planets, stars, the moon, the trees, the sun. Everything follows set laws. They all submit themselves to the will of God. So we say that these are Muslims. If anything submits themselves to the will of God, we call them Muslims. However, man has been given free will, a choice to choose whether he wants to follow God or whether he wants to reject God. Islam is not a new religion. All the prophets attended the same school of God. Did God decide to confuse us, creating many religions? In Surah Al-Imran in the Quran, Ibrahim was neither a Jew nor a Christian, but he was a true Muslim Hanifa, meaning that he followed true Islamic monotheism, worshipping God alone. And he was not of the polytheists. He did not ascribe any partners to God. He did not say that God had any partners whatsoever. The religion of Jesus. Jesus has said in John chapter 5, verse number 30, I can do nothing on my own. As I hear, I judge. And my judgment is just, because I seek not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. So in this verse we learn that Jesus is seeking the will of God. And in Arabic we say he is seeking Islam. We can see from these verses and the previous verse that the prophets of the past, they taught the same religion, they taught the same message, they all went to the same school of God, teaching submission to the will of God. And we can also see the planets and the stars, the sun, the trees, the plants, and so many different objects following set laws and submitting themselves to God. We say that these are all Muslims, and whoever submits themselves to God is considered a Muslim. Truly, the religion with Allah is Islam. This is a verse in the Quran, Al-Imran. And we find that Islam is the religion that was chosen by God. If you have any questions or queries, you can email me at islam.always@hotmail.com.